Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of My Financial Climb, where I'm documenting my financial journey to wealth. I used to say to $1 million to millions of dollars, but at this point, I just don't know to what level I'm going to grow this to, and it kind of seems weird to set the intro or the goal to 1 million if I'm just going to blow past that. So I think going forward, I'm just going to say wealth, and we'll just call it that. So if you're interested in following along and seeing exactly what it is I am doing to create that wealth, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy the transparency with which I try to present this channel through, then I would appreciate the like button. So let's get into the video. I'm in a super good mood right now, guys, because I have been buying through the dip through this entire time, a little bit, here and there. And as it's gone deeper, I've been investing more into it, and it looks like we are just now starting to come out of that W-shaped recovery. We'll see how the market continues to progress, if maybe we're not quite out of this yet, but it looks like the market has starting to bounce back a little bit, at least on the stocks that I purchased between the last 2 weeks or so. Some of those stocks I just thought were oversold and had reached down to a part where I just couldn't avoid it anymore, so I started to buy them, and they've already bounced back a pretty good deal right now. We all know that feeling when we're buying stocks and it's just going down and going down and going down. So it's nice to see when it finally decides to stop being red and turn green again, especially when it looks almost like you timed the market, which you never should try to do, but sometimes it just works out that way. Anyway, let's discuss the topic of this video. This video is going to be talking about my 2021 financial goals. I just completed a video the other day reviewing my 2020 goals. There's a lot going on in that video. There's a lot to cover. So if y'all want to check it out, I'll link the little button to click on to check out exactly how I did. I won't spoil exactly how I did because there's a lot to cover in it, so if you're interested, go check that out. This year is not going to be the level of goals as last year's was. Last year's I had a lot going on. I had debt to take care of, multiple debts to take care of, student loans, credit cards, you name it, and also trying to invest at the same time and have other accounts set up. So it was a very, 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 very busy year last year. So it's because I took care of what I did last year, my goals are a lot simpler this year. So what I'm going to have this year is, one, I talked about this on the last video, I need to have a new account opened. Now, I already have my retirement account set up. I have my Roth 401k and I have my Roth IRA. So this other third account that I'm going to have to create is a separate individual investment account that's going to be non-retirement based. So no, post-tax, pre-tax, anything like that. It's just going to be an investment account where I'm going to put the excess cash that I am generating into there to invest. I'm shooting this on a Monday, so I actually think I'm probably going to have that account created before this video even goes live, before I even edit it, create the thumbnail and everything. That is probably already a done deal. I know it needs to happen, so it's on my agenda. It's pretty high up there, so I needed to get that taken care of. So that's goal number one. Goal number two, and I don't recommend other people do this. This is just my, aggressive approach to how I'm going to do this. But I live in this tiny 550 square foot apartment, and I'm trying to run a little side hustle business out of it. And I've grown to the part where it's just too much. I don't have enough room to continue growing at the pace that I am at. As you can see, it's kind of a mess around me. That's just because I'm running out of place to put things. I have processing piles and things complete, and so I'm just running out of places to put things that are pending processing. I just don't have the space. So my second goal is to save for a house for next year. Now I'm going to get to the point where I'm probably going to have to renew the lease on this apartment for one more year, and then I will be upgrading to a house. That's the plan anyway. We never know with housing if you're going to find the house that you want to move into. If you don't want to rush this kind of thing, you want to make sure you make the right purchase. Getting into it's a big commitment, so I just want to put myself in a position where I can make that happen if an opportunity presents itself. So I want to be able to have that cash available. However, I am not going to be putting this into some high yield, high interest rate savings account like a lot of people recommend. I'm just going to take a much more aggressive approach and just have it invested in that separate account that I'm going to open that I talked about in step number one, goal number one. Yes, that's a very risky play. I understand that, but right now I'm just trying to grow at a very, very fast pace. I am going to create another video later down the line where I'm just documenting, or at least just covering how fast I have grown. It's kind of hard for me to even comprehend sometimes. I understand it's been 2 or 3 years that I've really kind of gone on this thing, but looking at the numbers, you're like, wow, you started here and you ended here already, and that's just 3 years. Imagine if you have 10 years, 15 years. So I'm really trying to grow at an aggressive pace, which is why I'm taking this approach. If it gets to the point where maybe the market drops, then I just won't buy. That's just plain and simple. I will understand the consequences that I just cost myself a buying opportunity for a house. I'll wait for it to recover, and then I will review housing prices at that point in time. Again, this channel is about my journey. It's not anything what I recommend you all do. This is up to you guys to make your own decisions, just like I'm making my decisions. I just want to share my journey on how I'm doing things, why I'm doing things, just so you kind of have a better understanding as to how I approach things or why I'm doing things, and just kind of seeing the cause and effect of my decision making. So anyway, that's goal number 2. Now, goal number 3, this is my final goal, is to, last year in my video that I'm going to link, I was talking about a goal that I set up for financial goals. Now, I wasn't very clear in that last goal that I had. So with this one, I want to be a little more clear with my number goal, with a balance that I want to see. So this year, I want to have my end total investment portfolio, everything, my 401k, my Roth, any separate investments that I have going on. I want to have that total north of 100 grand. So I think I started last year I came into 2020 with only around 26,000, I think. So from going to 26,000 to 100,000 plus in 2 years is a goal that I really, really want to hit. Again, this is kind of goes back to the rapid expansion growth that I'm trying to do with my balances. So I think that would be a huge achievement if I could do that. So far, I have been undershooting all of these, I guess underestimating myself as to exactly what I can achieve, and that's a good thing, I guess. I don't want to say that I'm purposely undershooting exactly what I can do. I do want to set goals that I can achieve. I don't want them to be unobtainable, because then it just becomes, what's the point in setting a goal if you're not able to achieve it? But I don't think I'm sandbagging either. So it's just kind of played out that way. I've just kind of, both through my side hustle numbers and investment numbers, I just tend to do better than what I think. So maybe this 100,000 goal isn't really much of a challenge at all. I'm not really sure. I think right now, coming into this year, I had $55,000 or so, $56,000 total. So I went from the 26 to the 55 or 56-ish, and then I want to finish at the 100,000. So almost essentially doubling up every year so far, or close to it at least. So that's kind of my approach and how I'm doing this, and I think I can achieve that because I do have that debt taken care of. I am my side hustle business is growing super fast, and it's gotten much bigger, and it is producing the income that I want to take in from it, and I will finally be able to pay myself out this year. I still haven't paid myself yet through it. That'll probably come June, July of this year probably, and that's when I'll start taking that, paying myself, and getting really, really aggressive with my investing. It kind of helped this year because I got a 3% raise, so I went from $59,750 to $61 and change, and I also got a $6,000 bonus on top of that, plus the stimulus money came in. So I'm really sitting on some cash right now. Now, some of that I've already deployed with some of the stock purchasing that I talked about earlier in this video, but that is money that that's going to help me reach that goal this year and buy in when the opportunities arise. Another concern that I have is anybody who's following this channel has known that I am increasing the volume at which I am trying to produce videos for this channel, and it's kind of taking away from my side business a little bit. It's taking away like my productivity a little bit. Now I'm only assuming as I do more and more of these videos, I get faster and faster with producing them, writing them, shooting them, editing them, creating thumbnails, and it just goes much faster for me, and I'm able to get these out much easier, and it's not as a mental toll to put it all together. And therefore I can continue working on my side hustle business and grow that at the rate that I want to continue growing at, or at least maintain it to where it is producing a consistent, reliable figure that I kind of know exactly what I'm getting. Almost like a constant flow of this is what I'm putting in, this is what I'm getting out, and it's just like what I am earning is exactly how much I'm putting into it, and it's not really changing any higher, any lower. It's just maintaining. I'd rather do that than it fall off, but we'll see as I continue to explore this channel a little more, share a little more in this channel. I almost forgot, there is one more goal that I wanted to hit for this year. It's pretty much hinted at in the thumbnail. It's 100,000. Now, I talked about that with my balance, but also a goal will be for me to produce an income of 100,000 for myself. This will be the first year that I would be able to do that. That would be a big achievement for me. Like I talked about earlier in this video, I'm only making, I was making 59,000 coming into this year. Got the raise to around 61,000. So bumping there to 100,000 is quite the challenge. And yes, I did get that bonus, so that $6,000 helps a little bit there. But I would really, really, really like to be able to hit that goal, to be able to say that I did it and I accomplished it and I achieved it by going through my side hustle and being able to produce that extra income. I think I can do the work that it would take in order to produce that kind of difference between what I'm making with my full-time job with my side hustle. So I want to hit that goal really bad. It would be a pretty cool achievement to reach, never having made that money ever in my lifetime. So I think that would be a pretty cool goal to hit. I've done the numbers on it. It might be possible. Like I said, I'm always seem to underestimate exactly what I'm capable of, and I smash my goals. Like last year with my side hustle, I figured I would maybe do $20,000 in revenue, and I actually did 39,000. So I totally obliterated that goal. This year, I think I'm gonna hit around 75,000 in revenue, which would produce close to 30,000. So I mean, that would get me close. 30,000 with around 68,000. It's right there on the verge. But I was running my numbers and projections, and I think I might actually be able to hit closer to 90,000 in revenue, which would be really, really cool to see. Getting close to that six figures just in revenue wise, not necessarily profits, but if I were to get to 90,000, then that certainly would put me over the edge in profits to get me to pair with my full-time job and bonus to put me at 100,000. So that is a goal that I really want to hit, and just be able to say that I've done it, that I can get there if I want to get there, and just kind of prove it to myself more than anything. Going back to talking about the side hustle that I have and the YouTube videos potentially distracting from that, and that may trip me up a bit and I might not be able to hit it, but it is a goal that I do want to hit. So yeah, I think that is pretty much the main goals that I have for this year. Again, not crazy busy or anything like that. At this point in my life, along this journey, it's becoming more about accumulation and growth, because I have eliminated all the distractions, the little side things that need to be taken care of and cleaned up. So at this point, I'm able to really dial it in and focus, and I'm really, really interested to see where this takes off, because I think I'm going to be able to put in some serious work and do some damage and create a nice balance and growth. And that's just pretty exciting to have that kind of control over your life. So anyway, I think that'll do it for this video. I'm gonna try to think about what the next video is I'm gonna be doing. I have some ideas, but I haven't really set on anything in general. So if you guys have any questions for me about where I'm at, my process, or just whatever in general, then leave them down in the comments and I'll get around to answering as many as I possibly can. And I will see y'all in the next video. Take care.